My name is Terrence Warren. My stage name is T. Nice. I'm a motivational speaker from Buffalo, New York.
And what brings you here specifically to Atlanta?
Well, I was here to come to Atlanta to have some meetings with some superintendents and some principals about coming to the schools here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, so how has it been? Because I do understand that you are featured a lot up in Buffalo, New York, because you are a motivational speaker. And what is it about you that allows you to be able to influence the kids in a positive manner?
Well, before I became a motivational speaker, I was a hip-hop artist, and I've been on a lot of TV shows, such as like Jenny Jones Show, Queen Latifah Show, Monique Show, and I was on BET 106 and Park Show. So when I go to the schools, they watch a 7-minute DVD on showing the life of T. Nice and the people I worked with, such as Jay-Z, DMX, New Edition. So you get to see that they can be positive opposed to being negative and be successful. That's one.
Okay, and what continues to inspire you to be a motivational speaker? What type of energy are you riding off when you speak to these children?
Well, when I speak to the kids, the feedback of the kids telling me on how glad they are that I came to their school, you know, letting them know their options on what they can do, and just the feedback from the kids in general, wanting autographs and all of that. That's what really makes me feel good.
I hear you were with some like the biggest stars like Jay-Z. So what caused your career to be transformed from being highly into the music industry to want to do and be a motivational speaker?
Well, first of all, like with the music, I really liked the music. I was into the music, and I knew I was a good entertainer, and I wanted to continue to entertain. But also, I wasn't really feeling the way the youth were going. Like a lot of people were getting killed, you know, kids joining gangs and stuff like that. So I always wanted to be an advocate and let them know that they could be successful by being positive. So I put together this tour called Where Am I Going When the Music Stops? And on this tour it shows kids on, you know, not just the music part of it, but what's going to happen when they get out of high school, whether they graduate or drop out.
Okay, and what is a critique that you would give of the music industry nowadays?
Wow, the critique of the music industry, I believe that it's okay to have fun with music, it's okay to enjoy music, but why can't we, you know, speak positive? Like a lot of times they talk about disrespecting women, they speak about drugs, about killing each other. I think to sell 1 million albums, you don't have to talk about that. There's other things that you can talk about and discuss, opposed to just degrading women and just degrading each other, period.
Okay, so based on the information that you just gave me, what is one of the main messages that you wish to lead to students?
The message, know your options in life. You know that education is first and foremost, and you always got to have a B plan in whatever you do.
Okay, so speaking of options, what are some of the obstacles that you face along within the music industry and as transforming your career from that to being a motivational speaker?
Okay, one obstacle was I had to get my high school diploma because I wanted to go to the Army.
Okay.
I had a son at the age, I was 17 years old, and I had a child on the way. So my first motivation was I had 3 options. One was the streets, which really wasn't an option, college or military. So I chose to go to the military. So that was my main goal right there, to go to the Army and make some money.
Okay, and besides the money making, what did the Army teach you?
The Army taught me discipline. I always was a disciplined person anyway because of my parents and my upbringing. But the Army taught me how to get along with all types of people, no matter what their race were. It taught me to have respect for others, which I already had respect for others anyway. And it taught me about just becoming a man and was expected of me.
Okay, so based off the Army's teachings, and I know you said you had a son, so who inspires you to continue going on being a motivational speaker?
Okay, well, what happened, and I was doing this, it was just in me to do this. But what really inspired me and continued me, you know, for me to keep going was my brother was murdered September 6, 2009. And I really geared my attention and my energies into helping these kids out when my brother was murdered and try to save as many kids as I can. One of the topics that I speak about is bullying, and one of my goals was if I can reach 100 bullies, I can change 1,000 lives. And at the schools, when I do shows and I do my bullying piece, that's my headlining piece, I usually get like 30, 40 students that come on stage at a time at a school, at one school. So I'm reaching out to a lot of kids, I'm changing a lot of lives, and I really enjoy what I do. But to answer your question, what my brother did, you know what I'm saying, when my brother got murdered, that really helped me open eyes up and gave me the fire to continue to do what I do so I can save other kids. from getting murdered or even wanting to go to jail or anything like that.
That's great. That's one of the most positive messages that you can do nowadays. So, because you had such a big music background, being in the industry,
Right.
what percentage of that do you use within your performance as a motivational speaker?
That's a great question. I use at least, I'm gonna say at least 40%.
40%?
40%. Because kids, every day they listen to music. Music is highly influenced by kids, and you gotta have some type of connection with these kids. That's what makes me different from a lot of motivational speakers, or a lot of people just get up and speak to children. I can relate to them, and they can see my background, so they know I'm not no fake, and they really appreciate the message that I bring.
Okay, sounds great. So how do you stay up abreast with like the latest music that comes out within this industry, and what do you feel about it? Like, name some of the artists. What do you feel about some of the messages that they're dishing out to these kids and the public at large?
Well, one of the biggest rap artists right now is Lil Wayne. And when you're that big, you know, you're going to have a lot of eyes, you're going to have a lot of ears listening to what you do. So one day I Googled up Lil Wayne just to check out what he was doing, and I wind up coming across some young females. They had to be from the ages of, I'm going to say, 4 to like 12 years old. And their message to Lil Wayne, which was called A Letter to Lil Wayne, was talking about, why are you disrespecting women? Why do you call females bees when you have a young daughter? So that, you know, Lil Wayne is one of the artists that I look up to as far as the music and listen to what he's saying. And he's a very, very good rap artist, but sometimes the messages get twisted, and I really don't like that. Let me see, T.I. is another one. He's a great influence with children. Jay-Z's a great influence with children. It's just a lot of the people in the industry right now that a lot of their messages is not good to me. They're good artists, they can rap, but the things that they talk about, I'm really not for it. I don't stand for it.
So what do you feel about Ludacris? He's a great artist, and I know the students here at Georgia State, they just recently were able to be at a concert that was hosted by Georgia State here. So what do you feel about some of the messages that Ludacris dished out to us?
Well, as far as Ludacris, he's a great rapper. I've never heard Ludacris kill anybody. I've never heard Ludacris really disrespect women and degrade women. I mean, you know, some artists is going to say certain things that might open your ears, like, what did he just say? But I mean, to continuously do it, I never heard Ludacris do that.
What's the next step on your tour? What's the next step? What's the next move?
The next move pretty much is to travel the country and go to every high school and every grammar school or detention center or basketball camp or football camp that I can go to and give positive messages to the youth. And not just give them messages, give them options on how to live their life if they want to go this way or that way. Because a lot of times when you go to schools, especially high schools, they talk about college. What about that kid that's really not good in school, in high school, and when he get out of school, what is his options if he's not going to go to college? So my goal and my job is to let this kid know that there's other options besides the streets. Because a lot of kids go to the streets, they're going to jail or to the cemetery. And a lot of kids is not privileged to go to jail because they're going straight to the cemetery on their actions. So I try to give kids other options and other outlets that they can take besides going to the streets.
I know that the summer is coming up, so it's going to be very important that we try to talk and motivate our youth to really tack down and stay in charge of the path and the career that they want to go into.
Correct.
So as a final thought, what do you want to leave with us today?
I just want to say to the students.
To the students, to the public.
To the public. Okay, my thing is, for any kid that's watching this program right now, I really do feel that you can be anything in this world you want to be. If someone else did it, you can do it too. Always remain positive, and if you can't help anyone, don't hurt anyone. And sometimes it's not always about you, it's about helping others. And that's what I stand for.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today with Mr. Terrence Warren, aka also known as T Nice. So look out to see you next time, and tune in weekly for daily updates and news stories.
Michael Jackson song, I think that's her theme song. She wanted me club when it come on. Her body like a stripper. If we out, she gon' keep her clothes on. But later